It's been a long time we spoke about some engines with the most power per liter. There are many different types of vehicles to be compared in this discipline, and we didn't include the most powerful turbocharged production cars per liter yet. Without further ado, let's just jump into that. Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio. The Giulia Quadrifoglio's engine comes from the Ferrari F154 series, which mainly includes V8s. The V6 is derived from the engine inside the GT4 Lusso and California T, as both have the very same bow and stroke as the small engine. It is accompanied by a pair of IHI turbos, and essentially it makes most power per liter within the engine series. Nissan Skyline GT-R Z-Tune Nismo. The Z-Tune is a completely reworked Skyline Vspec. As it was stripped to a bare body, it was resprayed and the engine underwent extensive modifications. The block was strengthened, the crankshaft received longer throws to increase stroke, and cylinders were also rebored. It has new turbochargers and can rev about 8000 rpm. Porsche 911 GT2 RS. The new GT2 RS is said to be the most powerful 911 ever. It uses the familiar 3800cc engine previously used in the naturally aspirated or turbocharged 911s of the 991 generation. Here it received large turbos with a variable turbine geometry, reshaped carbon fiber air intake, and water spraying system onto the intercoolers. Ford GT. The 2017 Ford GT brought a little bit of disappointment, as it no longer is a V8 supercar. The supercharged 5.4 liter was swapped for a more high-tech twin-turbo EcoBoost V6, which is lighter and more powerful. It lost only by a little to the next contender on this list with a much bigger engine. Bugatti Chiron. Pumping up the boost compared to the Veyron, the Chiron makes almost 62 more horsepower per liter than its predecessor. The thing is, as you would expect, it has bigger turbos, and to cope with the turbo lag, two of them start working below 3800 rpm, and all four above that. It has stronger but lighter internals, which allows it to make more than 187 horsepower per liter. Mercedes-AMG A, CLA, GLA45. The A45, CLA45 and GLA45 all use the very same powertrain. The base of it is the M133 engine, based on the M270, but with a forged crankshaft and forged pistons. It also has quite a big turbo, pushing 1.8 bar air-to-water intercooler, and on top of that, weighs only about 148 kilograms. It is one of the most powerful 4-cylinder engines in the business. McLaren P1. The McLaren P1 uses the M838T engine developed from the Nissan VRH in collaboration with the Riccardo PLC. It was created in just 18 months for the 12C using Mitsubishi turbochargers. In the P1, the flat-plane V8 purely makes 737 horsepower, on top of which is an electric motor. It was also optimized for better cooling and more durability compared to the lower models, as it is cranked up a little bit more. Mazda RX-7 is the only rotary here. The RX-7 featured the first production sequential twin turbocharging. The first turbo spooled up at 1800 rpm with a pressure of 0.7 bar until the changeover, when the second one took over with the same amount of boost to maintain linear and smooth power band. It began with 255 horsepower and made its way up to 280. Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 10 FQ440MR. Although it was only sold in the UK, the FQ440MR was the most powerful production Evo ever, with only 49 examples made. The 4B11T engine featured an HKS turbocharger, gen speed intake and exhaust, and received bigger injectors. At the end of the day, it is the most powerful 2-liter engine in a stock car with a 223 horsepower per liter. Koenigsegg 1-1. The world's first megacar. That's how Koenigsegg marked this car on their website. It is also their most powerful car, excluding the Regera, which makes part of its power via electric motors. The 1-1 had twin variable geometry turbochargers, producing 1.8 bar of boost, which allows it to make more than 1000 Nm from 3000 to 8000 rpm. Its rev limiter is set to 8250 rpm.
Up in paradise.